What's up YouTube, Tomasello here, with Pokemon Detective Pikachu opening this week. Since it features the voice of Ryan Reynolds as the role of Pikachu, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Ryan Reynolds movies, because he's been in some pretty good stuff over the years, and I've always been a fan of Ryan Reynolds. You know, the guy could do comedy, he could do action pretty well, he could do drama, he could do it all, and I think the guy he just rocks, and that being said, here's my 10 favorite Reynolds movies. Coming in at number 10 is Definitely Maybe. In this film, Ryan Reynolds plays a 30-something-year-old guy named Will Hayes, who is like in the middle of a divorce, and his daughter, played by Abigail Breslin, asks him about his life before marriage, including like how he met and fell in love with her mother. So if you really want to look at it, this is kind of like a movie version of How I Met Your Mother. That's what it's pretty much like. And of course, flashbacks to 1992, and recounts his romances with three women, and changed their names so that way his daughter must guess which one became his wife and her mother-in-law. And the three ladies is played by Isa Fisher, Elizabeth Banks, and Rachel Weisz. They were all really great here. Like, lots of them really had some good chemistry with Ryan Reynolds' character. Ryan Reynolds, I thought he was pretty charming in this. And he played the role pretty well. This was a really good little film. If you guys never had a chance to check out Definitely Maybe yet, I say give it a go. Like I said, it's like a movie version of How I Met Your Mother. That's what it's really pretty much is. Coming in at number 9 is Buried. In the film, Ryan Reynolds plays a truck driver in Iraq named Paul Conroy, who falls victims to a band of insurgents, and so he ends up waking in a coffin with a little more than just a lighter and a cell phone, and he's in the face of death, so he has to try to find a way to get out from the coffin. And it's pretty much Ryan Reynolds, like the best performance Ryan Reynolds has ever given. He's that great in this movie. I mean, who knew? Like, it's cool when an actor, plays a role all by himself with little to do. Like whether you talk about Tom Hardy and what was that car movie he was in? I forgot the name. Locke. Kind of like with Tom Hardy with Locke. It's pretty cool when actors do these type of roles, because it really shows. Like Blake Lively also done it with The Shallow, where she had little to do, and it was mainly, of course, with Blake Lively on just on a shallow surrounded by sharks. And Ryan Reynolds he just does a great performance in Buried, and like I said, it's always cool when you see actors do film roles where they have little to do and just be trapped in something, and they gotta try to find a way to get out, and it's really cool to watch. And Ryan Reynolds, his performance is just worth it. If you guys never checked out Buried, I say give it a go. And I still wish Ryan. Oh.
That's a mail. You want me to just put it back?
Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, if you guys never had check out Barry, definitely give that one a go. I think you'll enjoy it. Alright. Coming in at number 8 is The Hitman's Bodyguard. Now here Ron Reynolds pretty much plays like a protection agent named Michael Bryce, who has to who's hired to be a hitman's bodyguard, and of course the hitman is played by Sam Jackson. And Ryan Reynolds and Sam Jackson had a really great performance here. I really like the chemistry between the two. Of course, you had Salma Hayek here. It was like really fun. It was entertaining, and there's also like a sequel coming out called the Hitman's. I think it's called the Hitman's White Bodyguard. I believe that's the title. Anyway, Hitman's Bodyguard is loads of fun, and I guess you could say it's like an action version of. It's kind of like the Whitney Houston movie The Bodyguard, but instead of a romance movie, it's a shoot 'em up action movie. That's what this movie is pretty much similar to. Is The Bodyguard, and it makes sense because during the trailer for the Hitman's Bodyguard, they had the Whitney Houston song from The Bodyguard. So yeah, but anyway, if you guys never had a chance to check out the Hitman's Bodyguard yet, definitely give this one a go. It's like not a great movie, nothing like that, but it's loads of fun, and I'm really looking forward for the sequel when it comes out. Coming in at number 7 is The Change Up. Now, this is another one of those body switching movies, and in the Change Up, Jason Bateman and Ron Reynolds plays best buds who have like drifted apart over the years. And Jason Bateman's character Dave is like an overworked lawyer and a family man, while Mitch, played by Ron Reynolds, has pretty much avoided responsibilities of adulthood, and he does like stuff like pretty much get drunk. He fools around with girls and all. But one day, Jason Bateman and Ron Reynolds' characters both have like both go out for a drink one day. Then they go to like a fountain and pretty much do their business in the fountain, if you know what I mean. And they end up wishing that they were, that they wish they were each other. Then, of course, the next day, it's pretty much a Freaky Friday scenario, if you want to look at it that way. But anyway, the change up was hysterical. It was really funny. I mean, I really liked the performance. Like, it was pretty cool seeing Jason Bateman play Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds play Jason Bateman. I thought that was pretty funny. Of course, you also had Olivia Wilde in this. Leslie Mann was great in this. The movie was also directed by the guy who did Wedding Crashers. Yeah, Change Up is a really great it's a really good little film. I mean, if you guys never had a chance to check out Change Up yet, if it's on like on TV or online or whatever, I highly recommend it. It's a really funny film, and kind of wish Jason Bateman and Ron Reynolds did another movie after this because they both had really great chemistry with one another. Coming in at number 6 is Just Friends. Here you got Ryan Reynolds play a guy named Chris Bender, who was who pretty much falls in love with his best friend named Jamie Palomino, played by Amy Smart. And so like he finally confesses his feeling, but she ends up telling him that they just want to be friends, and he ends up leaving town in shame. And so like 10 years later, Chris is like a successful record executive and involved with a self-absorbed pop star played by Anna Faris. And so, like, in the flashbacks, it shows Ryan Reynolds as a fat guy, really. Like, in the beginning of this movie, Ryan Reynolds pretty much has, like, a fat suit on, and who knew that guy could play a fat person really well? Then, of course, years later, he lost the weight and, became, well, just playing out Ryan Reynolds. And I really like the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart. I mean, Amy Smart, I kind of wish she became a bigger actress. She does stuff here and there, like she's been in the Crank movies. She had, like, a guest spot on Shameless, and sad to say, she hasn't really had that. She hasn't really hit that A-list status yet, and I thought she was really charming in this. Her chemistry with Ryan Reynolds was worth it. You also had a Chris Klein in this from American Pie fame. Anna Faris, she still lots of scenes here, and of course the chemistry between Smart and Reynolds really steals the movie as well. The film is also from the same director who gave us Cruel Intentions, so kind of a different turnaround. But yeah, Just Friends is a really funny little film. I mean, if you guys never had a chance to check out Just Friends yet, do yourself a favor, check it out. It's a really good film. Coming in at number 5 is The Proposal. Now here, of course, Sandra Bullock, plays a high-powered book editor named Margaret Tate, who says she's engaged to marry Andrew Paxton, played by Ryan Reynolds, who's like her assistant. And so Andrew agrees to to the careers, but proposes like a few conditions of his own, including flying to Alaska to meet his eccentric family. And it's pretty much like a fake marriage proposal, really. Anyway, Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, they both work great here. Like, they had really good chemistry with one another. And also Betty White was in this. She stole lots of scenes. Really funny little rom-com. The movie turns, boy, believe it or not, The Proposal turns 10 years old this year. Dang, I feel old. I remember when this movie got released. I was still in high school when this movie came out. But anyway, yeah, The Proposal it's a really good little rom com, and it's a shame that Sandra Bullock and Ron Reynolds never done another movie together because they were both really great in this. All right. Coming in at number 4 is a weird one. This is probably one of Ryan Reynolds' weirdest roles. But number 4 is The Voices. The Voices literally sounds dumb, but the movie is actually really funny. In it, Ryan Reynolds plays like a lonely factory worker whose cat who actually talks to his cat and dog, and his cat and dogs, of course, response and all. And the cat in this, Ryan Reynolds actually voices both the cat and the dog. The cat in this, I gotta say, is a really foul-mouthed cat. The cat in this curses. It does not do anything that you expect a cat to do. And pretty much the cat kind of talks Ryan Reynolds into killing people. And he ends up killing a couple of folks in this. Of course, you had Jackie Weaver was actually in this. Anna Kendrick and Gemma Arterton is the two females in this that Ryan Reynolds ends up killing. It's really dumb. I guess you could say it's like an anti-Doctor Doctor Dolittle movie. It's like a dark version of Doctor Dolittle, but it's actually really fun. It's clever. This movie actually got released a year before Deadpool, and since I saw this movie was actually the one major reason why I was even more excited for Deadpool. Because if Ron Reynolds could do a dark humor like this, yeah, he could definitely kick Deadpool pretty well. And The Voices it's a really funny little film. If you guys never had a chance to check out The Voices, it's a little dumb. I already said that. It's a little dumb at times, but it's actually really funny and clever and really original. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy The Voices. Alright, coming in at number 3 is Deadpool 2. Now, I was just going to combine Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1 together into one film, but I just love Deadpool 2 so much, I decided to add it in my top 10. Deadpool 2 it's really funny. Josh Brolin as Cable was great. Ryan Reynolds was the voice of the Juggernaut. It took me a while to know that was Ryan Reynolds' voice, to be honest with you. And of course, the one who plays the kid in this was pretty good. I just love this movie so much. I saw it twice. And at the X-Force scene, I felt that was a little wasted, to be honest with you. But other than that, this movie was just great. It's fun. It's funny. Deadpool 2 is, entertaining. Really loved it. I saw the movie about maybe 3 times when it got released. Well, I guess I could consider it 3 times because I saw the Once Upon a Deadpool thing. So I saw this movie 3 times. Twice in May, and then the third time was in December for the Once Upon a Deadpool thing. But I'm hoping we get another Deadpool after this because I'll love to see Ron Reynolds back as this role again. I really can't think of any other actors who play this role other than Ron Reynolds, but I'm gonna get you Deadpool 1 here in a bit. Alright. Coming in at number 2 is National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Van Wilder it's another one of those National Lampoon movies. And Ron Reynolds, I guess you could say this was like the breakout role for Ron Reynolds. Because here, he plays he's like the plays the biggest man on campus who's like the guy that all girl wants and a guy that all guys want you to be. He's like a party guy. He's not really that much of a likable guy, but Ryan Reynolds is actually pretty funny as a role. You also had Tara Reid in this. Cal Penn was in this. Van Wilder is really fun. It's a shame that Ron Reynolds never really reprised his role, because I would love to have seen another Van Wilder with Ron Reynolds back as a role. And the movie is a really raunchy college film. It's really raunchy. It has lots of funny jokes in it. Such an awesome movie. I mean, definitely check out Van Wilder if you've never seen it. It's a really good one. And I guess you could say Van Wilder was like this generation's Animal House in a way. I mean, it was not as good as Animal House, but it just had like an Animal House feel to it, Alright. Now, my number one favorite Ron Reynolds movie is kind of a no shocker. My number one favorite is the first Deadpool. I just love Deadpool so much. It's really fun. It's funny, entertaining. I mean, I love when Deadpool does the fourth wall breaking thing. It's really, violent as well. So there's that. I mean, it's crazy that Ron Reynolds, he has been wanting to get this guy off the ground for years. I mean, I remember hearing that when Ron Reynolds was shooting, Green Lantern, he was actually reading Deadpool comics when he was on this, while he's taking breaks from shooting Green Lantern. I mean, of course, before Deadpool, Ron Reynolds played the role before this, which was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which, I don't hate X-Men Origins Wolverine as most people do, but after seeing this Deadpool, I'm saying now that Deadpool in Origins Wolverine was officially terrible. And definitely this Deadpool was a better Deadpool than the one from Origins Wolverine, because Ron Reynolds I think the guy's just perfect as his role. I mean, there's actors who were born to play heroes, whether it's Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man, Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. Ron Reynolds is definitely on this list for actors who were born to play their heroes, and Ron Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. Whoever got, I believe Ron Reynolds was probably the one who pretty much cast himself as Deadpool. But, I think it's pretty much Ron Reynolds' best role. It's pretty much one of his most memorable roles. Such a great role. And I'm hoping with the Fox and Disney deal, I'm still hoping we still get Ron Reynolds as Deadpool. Because, to be honest, I really can't see who you could get replace Ron Reynolds. Because he just is amazing as that role. And, I'm still hoping we get their Deadpool. I mean, I know that, Ron Reynolds has teased that we might get a third one, and, of course, part 2 kind of, it kind of predicts that we could get a third one, but I'm hoping we get another one, because if Deadpool 3 ends up being as good as 1 and 2, this is going to end up being one of my favorite trilogies of all time. It's a really awesome, definitely awesome work from Ron Reynolds, and it's going to be interesting to hear Deadpool's voice come out from Pikachu. That's going to be cool to watch as well. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Alright. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Definitely Maybe. 9, Buried. 8, The Hitman's Bodyguard. 7, The Change-Up. 6, Just Friends. 5, The Proposal. 4, The Voices. 3, Deadpool 2. 2, Van Wilder. 1, Deadpool. Now, of course, he's been in so much other stuff over the years. Let me pull up his film list. He was also in Green Lantern, which I didn't really hate the Green Lantern as most people did, but still not that great of a film. Amityville Horror was actually not all half bad. Selfless was definitely not a good one. I'm looking forward for his new Netflix movie Six Underground, which is directed by Michael Bay. So I have no idea what that movie is supposed to be about, but it should be interesting. Waiting, which also had Anna Faris in it, was pretty good. Blade Trinity definitely was not. Life was not. R.I.P.D. is more of a guilty pleasure material, but it's not that good of a film. Safe House with Denzel was pretty decent. The Croods. Turbo. He was also in Harold and Kumar. Yeah, he was in that. Criminal definitely was not a good film. Let's see. Buying the Cow, that was okay. He also had funny cameos in Seth MacFarlane's films Ted and Million Ways to Die in the West. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Reynolds had some pretty decent stuff over the years. Let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Ryan Reynolds movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.